Good morning, everyone. This is Units and Dimension lecture number 9, and we will continue our class from where we had finished in the previous one. In the previous class, we were looking at how we can derive the dimensional formula or a possible formula if we know on what all physical quantities another physical quantity depends on. We can find out a possible formula or an empirical or a rough formula. We had seen some examples. For example, time period of a satellite. We had seen the formula for centripetal force, how we can derive the formula for centripetal force, as well as time period of a satellite which is moving in orbit around any planet. On similar lines, we had seen this question where we were supposed to find out, and we will start with the same question. We were supposed to find out, or we were given the volume of water passing through a point of a uniform tube during t seconds. So t is time, v is volume, is related to the cross-sectional area A. A is the area, u is the velocity, and the relation is given as v is proportional to a raised to the power alpha, b raised to the power beta, and t raised to the power of gamma. We are supposed to find out which of the following relation is true. Remember, in an examination hall, the question would not be asked straightforward. The question would be asked in a different way, but we'll have to understand how it has to be done. So this is the question. We have to find the formula or the dimension of V in terms of A, U, and T to find out the value of alpha, beta, and gamma, and then probably tell which of the following options is correct. I'll give you a minute. Can you do this, everyone? Will you be able to solve this? So I'll give you a minute to try this and tell me which one is the correct option. Remember, sometimes when a question comes, you may not be able to find out the actual values, but actual values may not be asked in the question. So you look at the option, what is being asked in the question, and accordingly, you solve the given question. Am I clear, everyone? So I'll give you a minute to try this question, and I will be back after a minute. I hope everyone tries it. Whenever you try a question, then only you will be able to find out what mistakes you are going to do while solving the question. So I'll give you a minute to try it. Again, remember, we'll have to do this question or any question that comes in this chapter by similar way. Yes, beta. Anyone was saying it? Yes, beta. Tell me.
Carry on the class.
Yes, beta.
Continue the class, sir.
Yes, the class is continuing. Don't worry. You are able to see me and hear me, beta?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Solve this question. You'll have to do it in the same way as we have done all the question. In fact, all the question of this chapter are done in the same way. So I'll give you a minute. So have you done this? Okay, one more minute. Anyone with any answer? A, B, C, D. 1 is A, 2 is B, 3 is C, 4 is D. Anyone with any answer? Okay, then I must step in and see how we are going to solve this. So what I'm going to write, they have written proportional to, so let us use the proportionality sign. V is proportional to A raised to the power alpha, U raised to the power beta, T raised to the power gamma. I have to find out the value of alpha, beta, and gamma. Let's see how I go about it. Step number 1 is clear to you? Step number 1 is given in the question itself, so it must be clear. What is going to be your step number 2? Anyone? What will be doing in the second step? Tell me. You can see me, you can hear me, right? What are we going to do in step number 2? Step number 2, we are going to write their dimension. So what is the dimension of V? The dimension of V is LT minus 1. So that dimension must now be equal to what is there on the right hand side? What is the dimension of A? A is area, so it is L square and it is raised to the power of alpha. Oh, this V is not speed, it is volume, sorry, mistake. So this would be L cubed. Sorry, mistake from my side. As soon as I saw U, I understood that I made a mistake. Okay, U is velocity. So the dimension is LT minus 1 raised to the power of beta. T is time. Dimension is capital T raised to the power of gamma. Do we all understand this? Yes or no? Okay, I can't hear you. I can't even see you. I hope this point is clear. Now what we are going to do is we are going to equate the coefficients. The problem is there is no coefficient of m on either side. That means we cannot equate it. 0 and 0 on both sides. Let us move and equate the coefficients of L. L on the left hand side. We look at the left hand side and then we look at the right hand side. Equating the coefficients of L. Equating the coefficients of L. On the left hand side, the coefficient is 3. On the right hand side, the coefficient is 2 alpha plus beta. So what I have done here, my dear friends, is equate the coefficients of L on the left hand and the right hand side. We have done this many times and I hope you understand this. Do we understand this, everyone? Forget about the camera, everything. Pay attention to the class. If you are able to hear me, if you are able to see me enough, don't waste your time in adjusting the camera and this and that. You need to spend time in solving the problem and not adjusting the camera. Okay? Do you get this? We have equated the dimensions of L on both sides. Do we get this? I hope yes. Then we move on to the dimension of T. We will equate the dimension of T from both sides. Here on the left hand side, we don't see any dimension of T, so it is 0. Now we look at what do we have on the right hand side. We have here 1t and here we have 1t. So 0 will be equal to minus beta plus gamma. That is equating the coefficients of t on both sides. This is my green equation which I have got by equating the dimensions of t on both sides. Now we are going to solve them. The problem is we have 3 variables but only 2 equations because there is no mass on both sides. So we cannot get 3 equations. We only can get 2 equations. How are we going to solve them? Obviously, we cannot solve them. But look at the options. If you look at all the options, they have not asked the value of alpha, beta, and gamma. They only asked the relation. That makes the problem simpler because from here I can see that my gamma and beta are equal to each other. Gamma is equal to beta. And if I look at this equation, my beta from this equation, and I will write it here. From this equation, I can see that my beta will be equal to 3 minus 2 alpha. That means beta is not equal to alpha. We can understand it from this one. But at the same time, gamma is equal to beta. Now we just have to look at that option where this thing is valid. Gamma must be equal to beta and beta must not be equal to alpha. Which option is that? In which gamma and beta are equal and alpha is different? And the answer is, which option matches this? Alpha and beta are not equal and gamma and beta are equal. The correct answer is option B, and that is your right answer. Do we understand this? I guess you can't speak, but you can raise your hands and let me know that you understand this. Was anyone able to do to solve this question? Please raise hands. Well done. That means we are on the right track. This is the way in which questions are asked in the exam beta. Don't worry. If you have attended all the class, if you have seen all the lectures, I have covered everything, every possible thing that they can ask in the examination or every possible type of question I will cover. We will also do your previous year questions so you can see what types of questions are asked and you will see They are pretty, they are like 100 times simpler than the question that we are doing right now. So just keep on doing the good work. That is the point of that is the use of dimension analysis. We can find out a rough or an empirical or a possible formula of any quantity if we know on what all factors this quantity depends on. Do we understand this? Can I have raise hand from everyone that we understand this? Okay. Now remember what I have done. See, in every question, in every where in this chapter, we have not done anything extraordinary. We have just done the same thing. The only thing that I have done is broken them into different sections so that if one question comes, you would be able to identify which type of question is this. But remember, whatever be the type of question, you always have to do one thing and one thing only. Write the dimension on left hand side, write the dimension on the right hand side, and you just equate the two dimension. That is the entire thing that you have to do in this chapter. Let us move on to the next use. Remember all the use from where I see they are same because in every use I'm doing the same thing. Use number 5 to express any quantity, and this use, if I can see, is exactly similar to use number 4, but the language is different. To express any quantity in terms of given basic quantities. Now the question could be framed in such a way that they will say we have made a new system, and in that new system these three are the fundamental quantities. You will have to find out one quantity in terms of other quantities. You must understand that this question or whatever question we have done or previously, all the questions are to be done on similar lines. So we will understand this in terms of an example. Example number 1, and this example, oops, what happened here? And this example comes right now. If velocity v, force F, and time t. So what I have done here, my dear friends, I have taken force, velocity v, force F, and time t as my new fundamental quantities. We will also discuss, I will give you points about these fundamental quantities, 1 or 2 more points. In this type of question, what type of quantities you can choose and what type of quantities you cannot choose, I will give you a note. Right now, I have chosen V, F, and T as my fundamental quantities. What we got to do is to find out mass and energy in terms of V, F, and T from where I see. This question is exactly similar to the question that we just did. I would be very glad if you can try this. No matter you get the answer or not, that is irrelevant. If you can try this and tell me how you are going to do this, I would be pretty happy with your effort. So I'll give you again 2 minutes of your own time, and I will wait for your answers patiently. 2 minutes, and I'll keep quiet. Anyone could do this? Okay, I'll give you more time, don't worry. Shall I help you out? Okay, I will do the first part, this part of the mass, and then I'll hope that you can do the next part, which is finding out energy. Now, how are we going to do this? Remember, no matter how the question is framed, we always do the same thing. What is the same thing? I will write mass M. Remember, we are talking only about dimension. We are not deriving formula. I will just write the dimension of M as equal to V raised to the power X, F raised to the power Y, and time T raised to the power of Z. We have always done the same thing. And whatever questions we have encountered, we have done the same thing. The next step would be to write their dimensions. What are the dimensions of M? The dimensions of M are M. L is 0 and T is 0. If you want to write, you can write the entire thing. That would be equal to V is velocity, L T minus 1 raised to the power of X. F is force, ml T minus 2 raised to the power of Y, and T is time, dimension is T raised to the power of Z or Z. So far so good. Do we all understand this? We just now equate the coefficient on both sides. M, the coefficients of M, if you look at this, yellow one, yellow one, on the left hand side, we have 1, and on the right hand side, we have Y. So 1, becomes equal to Y. We go next on L. We look at the dimensions of L. Let me color it yellow. We look at the dimensions of L. On the left hand side, we can see there is nothing. On the right hand side, this L and this L. So now we can have the equation for L. On the left hand side, it is 0. And on the right hand side, it is x plus y. So far, so good. You understand it? Great. Third step, t. Dimensions of t. What do I have on the left hand side and what do I have on the right hand side? Pink color. Oops. Wrong color. What's happening here? Okay. T on the left hand side and T on the right hand side. And as you can see, on the left hand side, we have 0. On the right hand side, we have minus x minus 2y plus z. That is your pink equation. You can very easily solve this equation, which I would leave for you to do. I don't want you to note down everything. You should be able to find out the value of x, y, and z. Y has already come from here, 1. X will come from here, minus 1. Can put all these quantities here. You will get the value of z. What are the answers? So x is definitely minus 1. Y is definitely plus 1. What about z? What is the value of z? You have to tell me. And I think z is going to come as 1. Yes or no? Do we agree on this? So this is my answer, my dear friends. I can put the values. So m dimensionally will be equal to v raised to the power 1. No, v raised to the power minus 1. F raised to the power of 1. T raised to the power of 1. And that is going to be my final answer. For mass, remember. Anyone got this? One part remains for this question. Can you do it for me? Which part am I talking about? I am talking about you still have to derive energy from these three. Energy. Energy. You have to derive this energy in terms of V, F, and T. And I'll give you a minute to do it. Are you trying, beta? Okay, great. So all of you have tried. Let us. Did you get the answers? I am sure you got the answer. Let us try to do it. And how I am going to do it? Same old way. I am an old person. I use always. E, energy, can be written as V raised to the power of X, F raised to the power Y, and T raised to the power of Z. Nothing new here. What we are going to do next is equate the coefficient. On the left hand side, energy. Energy has the coefficients or energy has the dimension ml square T minus 2. That must be equal to velocity. Velocity is Lt minus 1 raised to the power of X. F is force. mlt minus 2 raised to the power of Y, and T is time raised to the power of Z. We just need to equate the coefficients and get the values of X, Y, and Z. We will start with the coefficients of M. Looking at the coefficients of M on both sides, yellow one are the coefficients of M. And what do we see? On the left hand side, we have 1. And on the right hand side, we have Y. So straight away, we got the value of Y as 1. Do we understand this? Y is simply 1. Let us move on to the next one. My next gentleman is L. Looking at the dimensions of L, green 1, green 1, green 1, and you will get the dimensions of L. Equating the dimensions of L. Oops, wrong color. Okay. 2 is on the left hand side. That will be equal to X plus Y. This is very simple. You already know the value of Y, so you know the value of X. Yes or no? From here, you can get the value of X, my dear friends. And X will be coming as 1. Yes or no? Y and X are already known. Now let us move on to the third one, T. T, the pink one. Here, 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 and here. Don't worry. Simple question, simple equations. Let us look at T here. On this side, we have minus 2. Here we have minus X. Here we have minus 2y and Z. This can very easily be solved since we already know the values of X and Y. Can you tell me the value of Z? 1, 2, 3, 4, minus 1. 1. Yes, my dear friends. Z will turn out to be 1. X is 1, Y is 1, Z is 1. I can straight away write my answer. Energy is V raised to the power 1, F raised to the power 1, and T raised to the power 1. And that is my final answer. Can I have raised hands from everyone who could do this question on your own? If you have done this question on your own, my dear friends, congratulations, because probably you have done the most difficult question that can ever come in your exam, that is NEET. Let me give you one more so that I am done with my thing, because these are the type of questions that are going to come and you must be comfortable. Comfortable with what? You must be comfortable with the language that they use, and don't get confused with the language that has been used, because if you get confused with the language, you will not be able, and you might be frightened by the question itself. So here comes another question on similar lines and things are not. Uh, Here comes another question for you, my dear friends, on your screen right now. Similar question. All questions are similar. Similar question. All questions are similar. If velocity v, force F, and energy E are taken as fundamental units, then the dimensional formula for mass would be option 1. I've corrected it. V minus 2 F0 E square. Option B, V0 F E square. Option C, V F minus 2 E naught. Option D, V minus 2 F naught and E. I will give you a complete minute, 2 minutes to solve this question and get back at what we were doing. 2 minutes for everyone. Is everyone trying, my dear friends? I can hope that I will get an answer. Yes or no? One more minute. I want all of you to solve it. That will give you confidence. And all you need in an examination hall is the confidence. If you have the confidence, you are going to crack it. 1 minute.
D, sir. Sir, option D.
Yes, bacha, got the answer?
D, sir.
Option D, sir. A, B, C, D. Which one? I'll give you one more minute.
Fourth option.
Anyone got the answer? My dear friends. No one seems like having any clue about the answer. Is that so? Remember, beta.
Option 4,
Whatever.
sir.
Yes, beta. Which
Option
one?
4, sir. Option 4.
Sports. Yes, that is, my dear friends, exactly correct. Option 4 is the correct answer. Well done. Remember, and what I say, remember. Physics is very simple. As you can see in this particular question, physics is just one step. And what is that step? That step is this one, my dear friends. I have to find the dimensional formula of mass. So what I'll do, I will write mass as V raised to the power x, F raised to the power of y, and E raised to the power of z. If you can call this as step number 1. Step number 1, maybe you require physics. Even this is math because this is an equation. Step number 2. What we do in step number 2 is we write the dimensions. The dimension of m is m, L is 0, T is 0. If you want, you can write the entire thing. For velocity, we have Lt minus 1, and this is raised to the power of x. I hope we have done it so many times. For force, we have m, L, T minus 2. This is raised to the power of y. For energy, we have m, L, square, T minus 2, and this is raised to the power of z. Now, believe it or not, physics has ended here. Rest all is simple maths. I call it high school maths, 8, 9, 10 standard maths, and that is what it is. Because you have an equation, you have something on the left and something on the right. Whatever is there on the left, the same thing has to be on the right. Yes or no? That is why it is an equation. Do we understand this? This is all maths, my dear friends. Please don't blame physics. Physics is innocent. Simple, innocent. Innocent chap. Innocent like you. Maths is the cunning one. Maths is the one that is going to trouble you. But if you just remember simple things, you just need to solve one or two equations simultaneously. And I know my kids can do it. I will move ahead and write the dimensions of M, the yellow one, the yellow one. Look at yellow, 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 dirty fellow, yellow. This one, yellow is here. So I have one here. And on the right hand side, I have Y plus Z. So that is my equation which I get from M. Y plus Z is 1. I move on to the next one. This was the yellow gentleman. Oops. Something not working right. Okay. This is the yellow gentleman. Then I move on to the L1. L gentleman, which is always the green Hulk. Green, 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 green. Oh, three greens. On the left hand side, I have 0. On the right hand side, I have X plus Y plus 2 times of Z. Don't worry, things are going to sort out. This is my green equation. I move on to the third one. I've done the same thing many times. T, the pink one. T, 1T, 1T, O, T, O, T, 3 Ds. Don't worry. Let not these things scare you. 0 is equal to minus X minus 2Y minus 2Z. Now, as you can see, what was happening in the previous question and which is not happening here. In the previous question, from equation number 1, you were getting M or X or Y or Z. Then from equation number 2, you were getting the second thing. And you were putting this in the equation number 3 and you were getting all the 3. This may not happen. But again, these type of questions may not happen in or may not come in NEET because now you have to solve these 3 equations simultaneously. And I hope you can do this. Yes or no? I'm not going to solve it because if I do everything, you will not do anything. And you will have to do your karma. So you have to solve the equation from here. I've told you how to do this. The easiest way is Y plus Z is 1. You can put it in this equation, the third one. Take minus 2 common. You will get the value of X. Once you get the value of X, you can put the value of X here. Then you have equation in Y and Z. This is also equation in Y and Z. You subtract both the equation. You should be getting your answers. What are we going to get? It's what that matters. What is the value of X coming, my dear friend?
minus 2.
Well done. X is coming as minus 2. That means you have prepared well in your 8, 9, 10, 10 standard. Well done. What about Y, my dear friend?
0.
Y is coming as 0. Now you don't have to go any further. No, you have to go further. Y 0. Sorry. Z. Z.
1.
Z is 1. Now you have the complete answer. X is minus 2. Y is 0. Z is 1. Only one option should match this. And which is that option? That is here. Actually, 2 options were similar, and that is why I had to do something on the first option. This is a question that happened, that came, believe it or not, in JEE Advanced. As you can see, if this is the question that comes in JEE Advanced, whatever question will come in NEET, way below this. So in the next class, what we will be doing is trying to wind up everything that we have done in this chapter, and we will be attempting some, your generation calls them PYQs. For me, it was just previous year questions. But your generation, it is PYQ. You need everything in short. Shortcuts are not my cup of tea, but I've changed with time. And now I believe that you must remember certain things, certain shortcuts are required in your examination hall as well, because time has changed from my time when I gave my JEE to your time. In my time, it was more a test of your knowledge. Now, since so many years have passed by, almost all types of questions have been asked. Some questions are going to get repeated in one way or the other. It's more a test of your speed, whether it's JEE or NEET. It's test of your speed. If you want to do it faster, you must be getting the shortcuts running quickly, and that is why I will be giving you all sorts of things that you could done. How many of you could do this question? Please raise your hands. Well done. I did not expect that these many NEET wala students would be able to do this, because as I told you, physics was in step number 1. After that was all maths. And trust me, many of the math students have trouble in solving this equation. It has got nothing to do with maths. It has got everything to do with how you have prepared in your junior standards. And 8, 9, 10, there is no math, there is no chemistry, there is no science. Everything is similar for everyone. So on that note, I will wind up today's class. Be prepared for the test tomorrow. And the question in the test are on the same level as what you're going to expect or what you're going to get in your exam, that is NEET. So I'll see you on the other side of the break. Take care of yourself. Stay happy. Work hard. Do what is being told to you. I'm sure you are going to succeed in life. Bye bye. Have a nice day, beta.